All right then. It is. Well, what is it now? It's nearly noontime. It's like 11:41 a.m. I'm getting ready to go out. I have to go buy some peroxide because I'm nearly out of peroxide, and I use that to clean Rocky's leg because it isn't a stinging thing like alcohol. He still doesn't like it, but he don't dislike it as much as he'd dislike it if I started hitting that thing with alcohol, as that would hurt him. And I don't want to hurt Rocky. I just want to clean the wound. And so I do need to buy more peroxide today. And I need to get more yogurt because I'm out of yogurt now. And as you know, we eat yogurt here at Camp Crazy. And so I need to get more yogurt. And I should correct my earlier video. I don't even know if it's fully loaded yet, but I made a video of an update on the Buy Me a Coffee Fund. And I made an error in that video, so I'm going to correct that now. In the video, I said that the total funds, there's free people have contributed so far for a total of $145 that's in the fund. Pardon all my snorting. It can't be easy to listen to, I know. But I can't really help it. I'm just full of mucus. But I apologize anyway. I know I wouldn't enjoy listening to it, so I'm sorry about that. But let me get back to what I was talking about. Anyway, the fund is at $145. There have been free contributors so far. Now, I made a mistake though when I said that there's 137 and change left in the fund. That was wrong. I see my memory isn't always very good. There is not $137 and change left in the fund after fees have been taken out. It's actually $131 and change. So just for the sake of accuracy, and because I want to be steadfast in the sense of this being accountable for this money and where it goes, and I want to be, transparent about it, so that everybody who has contributed knows where their hard-earned dollars are going, and so that, if I'm doing stuff you don't approve of, then you won't be continue to contribute if you're planning to contribute regularly or something like that. Then you can say, well, I don't approve of that, Tom. I don't think you should be doing that with the money. And that gives me the option to think about it and to make a decision as to whether I agree with you or not, and maybe possibly to change what I'm doing if I agree with you, or because I may think about it differently with input, or it gives you the option, if I come back and say, well, I have thought about it and I don't really think I did wrong by doing that, then you have the option to say, well, I disagree with you and I won't contribute anymore, because I don't want anybody contributing. For one thing, I don't want anybody contributing to the fund who can't afford to. That's the first thing. If you're in my situation, don't be contributing to the fund. Take care of your own situation, like don't be contributing to me when you are in the same boat I'm in, or possibly even worse off, or whatever, And the other thing is, though, I want people to know where their money is going. So that's why I say I'm going to make these videos regularly, where I'll give you all a report as to where the fund is at, and how many contributors there have been, how much has come out in fees, how much I've taken out of it and what I've used that money for, and so on. I'll give you regular updates anyway, so y'all know what's going on with this money did you have contributed to the fund. Again, pardon my sniffing and snorting. I can't really help it. I'll have to stop the video if I don't keep doing it, unfortunately, because I get that I can't breathe. But anyway, so I did make an error. I said there was 137 and change left in the account after they took their fees. There's actually 131 and change left in the account at this moment. That was a memory lapse on my part. Anyway, I just wanted to update y'all on that. And for anybody who doesn't see the first video, like I say, I think it's still loading. This is a shorter video, so it'll take less time to load. But for anybody who misses it for whatever reason, I'll reiterate what's happening there. I haven't taken any funds out yet. My account is under review. They do this with all new accounts because they want to be sure that there's no criminal activity or anything like that going on. And so, they don't want their platform to be used as a money laundering platform or, for human trafficking or drug money or whatever, And so, for that reason, they review every new account. And right now, my account is under review. They say that it takes anywhere from 24 hours to 7 days to complete the review. They have already started taking fees out, though. So that tells me that I'm probably going to be approved. It's probably just a matter of a technicality of going through a certain process to approve my account. That's what I'm assuming. Also, because I do draw a small disability pension because of the things that were done to me in Toronto when I was 8 years old and how that affected my health, and my stamina and so on. Because I do get that, I do have a social worker, and I have to let her know that I have this income because I have to report income or, all kinds of bad things can happen. It's the government, and you can screw everybody else over. You can be a con artist, and a lot of people are, but you can't. Two groups you cannot screw over and get away with is the bank and the government. Never play games with the bank or the government with money because they'll get you every time. And I mean, I'm not naturally a dishonest person anyway, so I'm not actually looking to cheat anybody or to be dishonest in my dealings. And so I am going to report the income, but I'm not going to do that until I've successfully transferred some money into the account. As soon as I do that, I'll be sending a letter to the social worker to let her know, well, not a letter, it'll be a message, but to let her know that I have this thing, and to ask her input as far as how I report the income and to let me know where I stand with it and so on, as far as they are concerned. I don't think there'll be any big problem, but then it's government, so I never assume there won't be any big problem. But I figure if you're honest from the get-go, even if there is a problem, it'll be less of a problem than it will be later if you let it go and then get caught. So, and again, I'm not trying to be dishonest anyway. Even if that weren't the case, just as a matter of personal conscience, I don't want to be dishonest. So yeah, once the account has been approved, when they've given me the green light and said, yes, Tom, your Buy Me a Coffee fund is approved. And once I've successfully transferred money from that fund to my account without having it disappear into the land of wind and ghost, or wherever it goes whenever you screw it up, which I may do because I'm not very technically savvy. But once I've successfully gotten it into my account, at that point, I'll rattle off a message to the social worker saying, hey, this is what it is. This is what I'm doing. I have these funds coming in. Please advise. And at that point, she'll send me a message back telling me where I stand with them and with regard to the fund, and how to go about reporting the income, and how much income I'm allowed to take from it before it would negatively affect me, and so on. So that's where we're at anyway. I need to know all that stuff. I'm being very careful to do things ethically and to do things above board. And also, I don't want to take it. It's given me a button on there where it says I can take the money now out of the account. But again, I don't want to try that because I don't think it's a good look. They haven't even approved the account yet, and I'm going to draw funds out of it. I don't think that's a good look. I think that if I was the guy that was looking at it, I wouldn't look favorably upon somebody who would be drawing funds out of an account before it was approved. That would not set right with me. So again, I'm waiting for them to give me the green light to say, yes, it's a go, you're all good, and you go ahead and you can go ahead and raise funds and do whatever on our platform, and I'm just waiting for them to do that before I do anything, really. So that's where we're at anyway. I want to be honest and forthright with everybody. I want to do things above board. I know we're living in a world where honesty is often punished and dishonesty is rewarded because it's a fallen world. But still, a person has to live with himself at the end of the day. And personally, I can't just be dishonest or whatever and not, I believe in accountability. I believe in accountability for other people. I've said that on here. I've talked about different people who I think are not being held to account like they should be, different groups of people and so on. And I believe the same applies to me, though. I also have to be held to account, and I also have to be open and honest and transparent whenever I'm doing it. I'm not talking about my personal business. What I share of my personal business is my own, and I can share or not share. But when it's things concerning other people, other people's money that they've contributed, or any other thing that affects other people, that's a different thing. At that point, I believe I need to be accountable, just like I believe everybody needs to be accountable. I mean, I've been frustrated many times in my life by authority figures who messed with me and then weren't accountable. They were not held to account, and it's really bothered me. And I've looked and I've said, if the tables were reversed and I treated a police officer the way that police officer treated me, I'd be in serious trouble, Or if I treated that doctor the way I was treated by him, I'd be in serious trouble, or whatever. And it's frustrated me. This idea, rules for thee but not for me type deal. I don't like that. So yes, I rail against that quite a bit on here. I talk about how it really frustrates me and bothers me that that's the world we're living in. And so it'd be hypocritical then to say, but I shouldn't be accountable. Like it's none of your business where I spend your money that you contributed to this thing. If I were to say that, that would be a hypocritical thing to say. Yep, you gave it to me, it's mine now. None of your business. No, it is your business because you're giving that money with a certain idea that it's going to help me to survive this situation, or that it's going to help me to improve my situation, or whatever. And so you have a right to know where those funds go. Anyway, thank you to those who have contributed. I appreciate it. I was hesitant to start the thing, and I still am a little bit, because I don't really like taking anything from anybody. It's hard for me to do that. And so I still have mixed feelings about it, but I think it makes me feel better about it. It makes it easier for me to accept the funds if I hold myself to account. If I say, okay, yes, I'm accepting these funds, but I'm going to be respectful of the people who contributed them and say, look, this is where the money went. Okay, this is what was contributed this month, and this is the breakdown. This is how it was spent, you know, and so on. You know, you contributed so much money, those who did, that the platform took so much back as fees for being the go-between, which of course they have every right to do. They're not doing this out of the goodness of their heart. It's a business. And so they have every right to claw back some of those funds to pay their own cost of doing business and to give themselves a little profit. I don't have an issue with that. But basically, I'll break it down. I'll say this is what was contributed. This is what was left after the fees were taken by the platform for conducting the transaction. You know, and this is where the money went. You know, I bought X number of tanks of propane with the money. Or, you know, I bought 2 tanks of propane and the rest of the money went to pay down the line of credit that I've now run up buying propane on. I've run it back up again, paying for truck repairs and propane. Or maybe this month the money went for truck repairs, you know, or whatever. Anyway, I'll let you know. That's the bottom line. I'll let you know where the money went and what money is there and where it's going. All right, that's it. We'll see you later.